Have you ever wondered why one pair of hearing aids can cost $7,000 to $8,000 while another pair costs $299, and both claim to solve your hearing loss? You've probably heard, well, they all do the same thing, right? Just pick the cheaper one. But if you've ever tried those budget options or even just stared at the endless choices online, you know how confusing and risky this decision feels. Spend too little, and you could end up with a device that makes things louder but not clearer, leaving you more frustrated, isolated, and back at square one. Spend too much, and you worry about getting ripped off and talked into features that you'll never use. In this video, I'm going to clear up that confusion, show you what actually matters when choosing a hearing aid, and reveal the one thing that determines whether any hearing aid will work for you, no matter the price. I'm Dr. Layne Garrett, founder of Timpanogos Hearing Tinnitus. For over 20 years, I've helped people navigate the confusing and frankly frustrating world of hearing aids. The number one question I get is always about the cost. And I'll just admit it, the hearing aid market is a mess to understand from the outside. On one hand, you have traditional clinics charging anywhere from $4,000 up to $8,000 or maybe more. On the other, ever since the FDA created a category for over-the-counter hearing aids, the internet's been flooded with $200 options to $1,500 options. So how can two products that supposedly do the same job have such a massive gap in price? It's like seeing a car for like $200,000 and another online for $900 that claims it'll get you to work. You'd be suspicious of both, and you should be. This confusion leads to decision paralysis. You're scared to spend thousands of dollars, but you're also scared on wasting hundreds on something that might not work, or worse, cause harm. So let's just cut through the noise. Today I'm going to break down the hearing aid market into three simple categories: over-the-counter, telehealth hybrids, and traditional prescription models. Before we dive into the first category, if this is helping you make sense of things, do me a favor, hit the like button. It really helps this video reach others who are facing the same confusing choices. And while you're at it, please subscribe for more clear, evidence-based hearing advice. We post practical videos every week to help you make confident, informed decisions about your hearing health. First up, over-the-counter or OTC hearing aids. These are meant for adults with mild to moderate hearing loss. You can buy them yourself. No audiologist required. But remember, you're on your own. No professional test means no way to rule out medical causes like infections or wax blockage or nerve damage. Treating a medical issue with an amplifier is like picking eyeglasses without an eye exam, then wondering why you still keep bumping into walls. And then there's the self-programming. That's another risk. Under-amplify the hearing aids and you still struggle to hear. Over-amplify them and you can actually worsen your hearing. Take a patient I saw recently. She had a $299 pair that she got online. Everything sounded loud but not clear. When she finally came in, we found a moderate hearing loss in one ear. These hearing aids aren't designed for that. And they turn everything up, the speech and the background noise, and it made everything exhausting. Now that she's had a professional fit, she can hear confidently. Her only regret, she said, was spending the money on something that was never designed to help her in the first place. Moving up, we find the hybrid models that mix online sales with remote support. For these, you might take an online hearing test and someone programs the hearing aids for you remotely. While this is a step up from going it completely alone, it's still a compromise. When programming hearing aids remotely, certain features are not able to be adjusted, like feedback cancellation. And this model lacks the most critical component of a successful hearing aid fitting, which we'll get to later on. It's better than nothing, but it is not a substitute for in-person professional care. Then we have the traditional prescription hearing aid model. Prices here range from around $3,500 but can go up to over $8,000. These devices are from brands like Oticon, Phonak, Starkey, and Widex, and they have the most advanced technology, including deep neural networks. But that price tag isn't just for the hearing aids alone. It's a bundled price that includes the audiologist expertise, the comprehensive exams, selecting the right technology for your unique hearing needs and hearing loss, the in-person fittings, all of the follow-up adjustments, hearing aid cleanings, hearing rehabilitation programs like Lace AI, warranty coverage for your hearing aids, and insurance to cover the hearing aids if they become lost or damaged beyond repair. And it includes the ongoing care for years to come. Research shows that while OTC hearing aids provide some benefit, they do not match the results of devices fitted by an audiologist following best practices. One study from the University of Iowa and Vanderbilt University found that patients who received care from an audiologist following best practices were 300% more likely to use their hearing aids compared to people with over-the-counter hearing aids. Consistent use is the key to retraining your brain to hear, and professional guidance makes that happen. And that brings us to the most important part of this whole conversation, the secret that explains why professional care is vastly superior. Here is one truth I wish every single person with hearing loss knew. The success of a hearing aid has way less to do with its price and way more to do with how it's programmed and verified for your specific ear. You could have the most expensive, top of the line hearing aid in the world, but if your provider hasn't chosen the right technology for your unique needs and then fitted and programmed it correctly, it will be a failure. The gold standard to ensure that hearing aids are programmed correctly is a verification procedure called real ear measurements. This is where an audiologist puts a tiny flexible microphone down your ear canal right next to your eardrum while you're wearing your hearing aid. Then they play specific sounds and measure exactly what the hearing aid is delivering to your eardrum in real time. Why is this a game changer? Because every single person's ear canal is a different size and shape, and that changes the acoustics of your ear canal. A hearing aid manufacturer's default setting is just a guess, and relying on that default setting alone is like a tailor selling you a suit based only on your height and weight without ever taking a single measurement. It's guaranteed not to fit right. Hearing aid manufacturer software or quick fits have been shown in studies to deviate from the correct targets by as much as 10 decibels, which is a massive error. Real ear measurements allow the audiologist to perfectly match the hearing aid's specific output to your unique hearing loss. Study after study shows that patients whose hearing aids are fitted with real ear measurements are far happier, more confident in their devices, and hear much better. Real ear measurements are directly linked to higher patient satisfaction and a better perception of the hearing aid's value. And here's another critical fact. Multiple studies have shown that a shocking number of hearing clinics, around 30%, actually perform this procedure routinely. This means people are walking out of clinics with expensive hearing aids that have not been properly programmed. This doesn't mean the prescription hearing aids are flawed. It means that as a consumer, you must demand this level of care. The value of the hearing aids isn't in the hearing aid itself, it's in the professional and the processes they use to select and fit it properly. So let's circle back. Are budget hearing aids a waste of money? For the vast majority of people, they represent a significant gamble with their hearing health. A self-fit over-the-counter hearing aid can be harmful if you have an underlying medical issue or if the hearing aid is improperly amplifying sound and causing further damage. Any hearing aid becomes a waste of money, whether it's $800 or $8,000 if it is not set up for your unique hearing needs. The most expensive hearing aid fitted poorly is just an expensive earplug. A basic hearing aid that's fit using best practices by a skilled professional can be life-changing. So what should you do? First, always get a hearing evaluation from an audiologist. This rules out any medical problems and tells you exactly what you're dealing with. It's the only safe way to begin. Second, when you go the traditional route, don't just ask about the price of the hearing aid. Ask about the process. The provider should be selecting the right technology based on your unique hearing loss and then verifying it with real ear measurements. Ask them directly, why are you choosing that specific hearing aid for me? To make sure they aren't just trying to sell you the most expensive hearing aid they offer. Also ask, what kind of hearing rehabilitation programs do you provide? They should provide a scientifically proven program like Layne Garrett to help your brain adapt to hearing again. And finally ask, do you perform real ear measurements as a standard part of your hearing aid fitting process? If they get defensive or say no, you must find a different provider. It's the single best way to ensure your investment is a success. For the vast majority of people, the guidance, safety, and rehabilitation from a great professional who follows best practices is worth every penny of the cost. Remember, hearing aids are not a do-it-yourself project, and ultimately, the goal isn't to find the cheapest hearing aid. The goal is to find the right healthcare solution for you, and that solution is always a combination of the right technology chosen by a professional for your hearing loss and the proven professional process needed to make it work safely and effectively in your ears. That's the real key to hearing well. If you'd like to learn more about choosing the right hearing aid or explore the latest research on hearing and tinnitus, you can visit our Learning Center. You'll find step-by-step guides, free resources, and expert videos that help you understand your options clearly. And if you're ready to take the next step and live here in Northern Utah, you can schedule your comprehensive hearing evaluation online. I'll leave links for those below. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.